What's up, y'all? So it's your boy B. We back here with another message. So I was just sitting outside, enjoying this beautiful weather and stuff. And what I had got was, it's important to appreciate the people that comes into our experience while we're living here. Whether it be bad, good, it's good to be appreciative of those people because a lot of the time, these people that we meet, they sometimes bring out certain parts of us that we haven't had access to, or they help us see certain parts of ourselves that are not good. But I'm kind of getting more from the perspective that they bring things out of you that may have been like locked or closed, or you may have not been tapped into really, right? And a lot of times we don't understand why we meet certain people or why certain people in our experience, whether the situation goes good or bad, right? Sometimes we don't understand. We're like, dang, like, why do I have to meet this person? Like, why do I have to, And a lot of times it's always going to be on the back end, usually where we kind of see why. So in the moment, we're just like, dang, I don't know why I'm going through this, why I'm experiencing this, why it's like this. But I've realized that, like, certain people I've met, like, I'm not the same person I was, like, before I met those people or before I experienced those people. Like, I realized I'm not the same person, And it's because those people have came into my life and inspired me or triggered me or pushed me to be a more higher version of myself, right? A more connected, more deeper, more in tune, And it's through certain things that I either had to experience or had to say or had to understand, right? And not just from my perspective, but other people, And I'm so grateful that I got the chance to, it's not even, well, yeah, it is being grateful. That's one part of it. But the part that I was really trying to say is, but I'm thankful for all of the situations that I had where it wasn't good, right? And I realized that too. Like, I don't necessarily be in toxic situations or relationships, but I'm usually in situations where relationships that it's just not equal, or it's not, people are just moving out the ego, so they're still doing certain things from behavior patterns that they've learned from dealing with other people or through childhood stuff, so it's just kind of like I realized, like, it's never really toxic, but it has been lessons that I've learned that are just kind of like in general, like, when you do this happens, or just experiences that you have, and what I realized the most is that I have allowed myself to become so much better. Like I said, I'm not the same. Like, I'm not the same person I was before I met certain people. So yeah, maybe when I met certain people, I was like, oh, I don't even want to give an example because I feel like the example I'm gonna give ain't gonna really describe it the way I'm seeing it in my mind or the way I'm feeling it, But it's something that's gotta be explained. Like, meeting certain people, or like after I've met certain people, I'm not the same person I was before I met them. And that's because there may have been certain things that they bring out in me. And I'm pulling it from inspired. I'm not even pulling it from like made me not want to ever do it again. This is inspired energy that meeting these people, right? Not the same as I before, right? Because that's the thing. Some people will inspire you to like do better in your life or live better in your life, And it's about accepting and understanding it. Because like I said, in the moment, you're not gonna understand like, why is this person in my life, or like, why is this happening? Like, recently I've been learning more about my boundaries, and setting them, and vocally expressing them, Because usually I'm just a person that's like, not saying I just let anything go, but at the same time, like, like, I'm not selfish. So it's kind of like, but I've had to learn through dealing with certain people and certain experiences, like, how to really set that boundary though, And learning that me setting that boundary is necessarily not a bad thing, It's a part of my experience, It's a part of one of those lessons that I had to learn of, how to like set the boundary. Because I feel like maybe before I used to kind of be more in the energy of like, more of the fear of like, well, I don't want to say the wrong thing, or I don't want to offend anybody, or I don't want to, but it's not necessarily that, right? Because it's like how you feel is how you feel, and what you have to say is what you have to say. But it's about having that confidence and the strength to say it and to, do it. Otherwise, you're going to just continue to, just settle for whatever you're getting or whatever they're giving. And like, I'm just grateful that the version, I'm just not the same version, like I'm just not the same person I was like a month ago. Hell, even a couple weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, maybe 5 weeks ago, who knows, like, but that's almost about a month though, you know what I'm saying? So I'm at a whole different version than what I was a month ago, and I'm gonna be a different version in another month, and that's because I'm allowing myself to change through the cycles of life, because every month we have a different moon. We have another moon cycle, from a new moon to a full moon, right? And there's cycles through that, and that's kind of how I'm seeing it, every especially this year, especially, I don't know what it is, but this year especially has definitely shown me so much more with like my experiences of how things in my life are changing and shifting for me, like because a lot of times, like, that's the thing, we never really see how change really affects us because sometimes we're doing the same thing, so that's why I say sometimes it takes being on certain people or going through certain situations, being in certain relationships, help you see a little more into how much you have grown or how much you have changed or the things that you needed to change or the things that you needed to become better at or work on or implement more into your life. And I've learned a lot, like I said, the recent one is boundaries. The one before that, I think it was more of, I don't want to say, it kind of wasn't more of attachment, but and so that's why I say I'm so grateful for these little experiences, because it definitely has pushed me more to be a different version, like I wrote a post today and I was saying how, like, I thought I knew myself from past versions of, who I thought I was based off of what I only experienced or what I possibly thought was, was for me or how it was supposed to go. But like I said, some experiences and certain situations happen because it's supposed to push you into a different version of yourself, a higher version or a more divine version or a more healed version. Heavy on the more healed version, because that's the only way that we really get to our peace and our contentness, right? It's through doing the healing, right? Because a lot of times it's easy for people to depend on somebody or depend on things to give them that feeling, you can get some, and that's the thing, like, it may for a little bit work, but after a while, like, you're gonna need the real thing, and the real thing is yourself. Because if anything, you getting those little, it's kind of like the people who, they do like retail therapy, right? So they buy themselves new shit and, like, just new shit to kind of like fill the space. Or they'll bring new things into their reality to try to like shift a particular energy. But that's the thing, like, if the energy started with you, what makes you think you getting something externally? What makes you think you getting something external to you is going to replace or like heal that, And that's why it's important for us to be aware of the things that we are indulging into or bringing into our reality. Like, is it really something that's helping me, aiding me, allowing me to be better, allowing me to tap in more with this healing part of myself, or is it just something that's keeping me numb or something that's keeping me at a point of being okay, and there's nothing really wrong with being okay. But I'm saying it from the perspective of, like, if you really don't have too much going on in your life, I get it, but a lot of times there is things that we're all struggling with, or there's things that mentally that we are, yeah, people don't see it because, it's like a book, like the cover, hell yeah, you're gonna think everything's fine and dandy, but it's the deeper part of that we don't see, that when you go to bed at night that you're thinking about, or when you wake up you're stressing about, or when you are working you're thinking and stressing about, it's human to human, we don't see that, right? But soul to soul, me being who I am, I see that and I understand that. And I think that's why it's so important that I'm making this message, right? It's to allow you to understand that you don't always have to stay at that version of yourself, right? You don't always have to stay at that place. It's just through you doing the work, you doing the healing, you trying with yourself, understanding yourself. Because that's the biggest part of healing, right? It's understanding, right? Understanding what made you, understanding. I don't even need to numb, right? Why can't I fix it? That's the biggest. Why can't I fix it, right? Why can't I just get this right? Why can't I do it right? Why can't I, why is it always the same? And that's what's going to push you into those, like I said, those questions. So pay attention to the video I did before, right? Where I was talking about, right, getting these questions and over time finding the answers so that you can fix it or do the work or, get better at something. And like I said, it's not easy at first because it is something that takes courage. It is something that takes you truly stepping outside of your comfort zone of just numbing, But I feel like we've learned to numb because we were never taught how to deal with these things, right? But that's why we have people like me and other people out there that are healers, that literally are healing themselves, right? Because the same way y'all are human, we are human too, but our soul is in a different form, But we've been going through those experiences. We've experienced a lot of those things, and not just this lifetime, before, like we have that knowledge of how to help. And I think that's why so many of us are doing what I'm doing, right? Making these videos and making this content for you guys to be able to find that way through a lot of what life is throwing you guys, a lot of what this 3D reality is put on us, We all signed up to be here, and what I will say with that being said, of the we signed up to be here, right? And the reason why I stopped and I paused is because I feel like there is a percentage of us that did sign up to be here, and then there's another percentage of just they will never see it that far. So that's why when I did the pause, I tried to break it down for the people that wouldn't see it from the spiritual side of things. We signed up to be here. You were born into this reality. You were born into this world. But this, even though this place is, I think the reason why the world is so quote unquote chaotic or everything is so how it is because of society. Over the years, everything that they've just programmed this world to do, that's how it is now, And I think that's what a lot of us forget. Things have changed so much since we first created today. So much has changed since, they so much has changed since the dinosaurs. It's not the same. It's really not. Everything's so different, right? But then we're trying, but you see how we're still trying to adapt to being here, right? So that's how it's like when you don't have the right ways to adapt, or you don't have the right ways to, it's crazy. I swear I just seen somebody get in their car. I don't even see their car no more. But that's kind of how it is. It's kind of like things disappear. We're like taking things out, putting things in. And that's another thing too, like with the programming, right? So much of the programming that was put on us was so that we would not be aware, so that we would not see the truth of everything. And that truth goes even within inside of yourself, right? You're who you are. You're more than just a body. You're more than just a motherfucker to go to work, come home, stress about your problems, Your whole ass soul in a body, But you're having a human experience of being a human. So a lot of what your soul knows ain't here because you're going through this experience. But the more and more that you wake up and the more and more that you discover yourself and you discover who you are, you rise. And I just seen a leaf fall off a tree, but it started going up. It didn't fall down. It was going up. And the win. So you start finding yourself, you branch off from what society says, how your parents say you should be. You branch off the spirituality is. I know I had somebody ask me recently, and I couldn't really explain it, but it is still hard to explain, but it is part of it, like finding and coming truly in tune with this part of yourself that's different than how you, because you think about religion, right? Rules, beliefs, that's the system, but spirituality goes beyond that. Source, which is God, you go into your creator, you're tapping into his soul, you go deeper than the surface. Not to knock anything else, but I really feel like Christianity is more of the surface level of what spirituality is. And it's kind of crazy how yesterday I was having to talk with myself about how I remember when I first started my journey as a human, I was definitely a Christian. Believed in God, still believe in that man. But God, Jesus, all that. I still believe in all of it because they all add together to make up everything. I feel like I said, I just feel like, oh, that's crazy. They never came out the bread. But I feel like Christianity is just the start to becoming spiritual, because you learn about Jesus, God, you learn about everything that God did, why, and the lessons, and and then that's the thing, when you go to the spirituality, it taps in a little more deeper with understanding more of why the lessons, right? Why the situations, why the people, why you, who you really are, not just who you need to be, not who you need to follow to be acknowledged as, right? But you understanding and respecting and coming deep into who you truly are on a soul level. And I know a lot of what I just said probably won't make sense to a lot of people, but that's fine, because I'm still making sense of it too, but I'm still going to use my voice to understand it with you guys, So if y'all are still watching this video, and I know this video is 17 minutes long, so I know I'm going to have 1 or 2 people watch it, but please comment for real, y'all, if y'all do watch the videos this long. So I'm appreciative of everybody that actually do tap in and watch these videos, because when I'm making a lot of these videos, it is because I'm talking to y'all, but it is also a reflection of me talking with myself, right? Because we all are reflections, we are all God's children, so we all come from source, we are all connected because we have a piece of him in us. So we're not the same physically, yeah, but at the same sense, but we all got a soul though, Some people are just more in tune with their soul, some people ain't, but we all still got a soul though. So that's the only thing that differentiates it, is that some people more tapped in with it, some people ain't, And the people that are not, sometimes they meet people that are tapped in with their soul, right? And we inspire those people, and they inspire us, even the people that are not tapped in their soul, right? Because you got to think, right? Some people are meant to be living more in the 3D experience, And then there's more of us that, there's half or a good quarter, 30% of us that are spiritual, that live more from, we come more from the spiritual realm. So we have more spiritual knowledge, we have more, deeper understanding than just this reality. And then there's some people that have mastered or have been in this reality long enough to know how to work it, know how to handle this life. And so that's why I feel like it's so important. Well, not necessarily important, but I think that's why it's important that we meet people that sometimes are not necessarily on the spiritual path. Yes, sometimes it is for us to inspire them to, be that light, to show them the way. And then sometimes, they're there as well to show us things as well about this reality, to show us how to work it in this reality, how to combine, how to balance out the energies of spiritual and physical. So that's why I don't really cap, or I don't even want to say cap, but that's why I don't really knock anybody else that's not spiritual, or not really tapped in with what I am, is because I know that they have their own experience. And I think that's why I like understanding people. I think that's why I like seeing into other people's worlds, because it's I see my world, and I know I'm human, but at the same time, I'm human. I'm a whole spiritual being. Like, I'm a whole healer, I'm me. So it's like, I understand that how I think and how I see and how I view and how I feel. So that's why I'll be just so intrigued with getting other people's perspectives, or, seeing how other people see things, or other people's viewpoints, or other people's opinions. And that's what fuels me to really understand and connect with people, is seeing how you see it, And then with me being so empathetic, I can easily see how you see it once you explain it, or once I'm conversating with these people. So that's why I said, like, and that's why I said, like, I've learned so much from people that, I didn't understand why I was meeting them. And, it's allowed me to really see the physical version of myself, and that I may have not really understood, right? Because, like I said, with us being more spiritual beings, the human experience is kind of like, it's a trip, But like I said, there are some people who have mastered and understood, like, being here and how to work it, And I said, that's why I feel like it's important that, we don't have to work with those people. We don't have to, I was gonna say combine, but we don't have to, like, mix in with those people. But I feel like it's something to learn from both sides, It's something to learn from the spiritual, and it's something to learn from the physical. And I think that's why part of the reason, like, we were here, or at least we're something back here, 1, 2, 2. So I just saw 7 birds. Is that 7 birds? Yeah, that's 7 birds. 7 white birds. I don't know what that means. That could be significant. So I just saw 7 white birds. I think after this video, I'm gonna look up what 7 white birds mean. If I was inside on the computer, I could do it, but I'm gonna try to look up what 7 white birds mean and put it on the community board for you guys. But yeah, y'all just be grateful that y'all get to be here. Just be grateful that y'all get to meet the people y'all get to meet, whether it went good, bad. Just allow yourself to be more in tune and okay with a lot of what happens, because it's supposed to be. That's a part of the experience. It's a part of the learning. That's a part of the healing, because there's a lot of parts of ourselves that has been hidden, like I said, partly because we're here, and then partly because we were not put in an environment to show us, And then when you think about spirituality, right, the whole theme surrounding it is love, peace, love, peace, happiness, the pureness of love, because that's the highest frequency, is love. And it's not saying that you have to love everybody, right? But the most important person that you should is yourself, because you are the one person that got you at the end of the day. You are the you are the I am, but then you're also the I am of God, right? And God loves you. So, you know what I'm saying? And we all hold a piece of that, right? So we're all love, right? But a lot of times people don't see it like that, or some people don't understand it, because, like I said, you could go through experiences that make you feel like you don't deserve love, or that's not your birthright, or that's not part of who you're supposed to be, And I think that's just more of the programming of, like, being judged of who you should be, or who you are, or who you're not, And we get to those points where a lot of that will die, and we will have to see that it's so much deeper, where we are so much deeper than just this little, what they're trying to show us, or what we think we should be, So I definitely would not try to make this video this long, but I thank y'all for tuning in. I hope this message resonated with somebody out there. Like I said, if y'all made it this far, thank y'all so much. I just was out here vibing with the nature, and just detaching away from the phone. Honestly, I've been doing it a lot lately, because that's been helping me really connect more with myself. Because you gotta think, when we all in the phones all the time, like, we really not connected. We just connected with, But when you really been able to tap in with yourself and tap in with the universe, like, nature, everything around you is a part of it. Like, every time now, when I be doing what I do, and I'm just out here, I think about how I'm just like one little ant, one little something, right? Out of the whole universe, stars, moons, clouds. Like, we're just one little piece, right? But yet we hold so much energy, so much power with who we are, you know? So it's like I couldn't help but to make this video and talk about this. So I thank you guys for tuning in and checking this out. If you guys like this, please leave a like, comment if you made it this far in the video. If you made this far in the video, comment what you've learned from dealing with people. But all right, y'all, it's your boy Bz, and we're out. Well, I want to get the sunset. Hold on, not the sunset, but look at that. It's just so beautiful. But all right, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in.